gentlemen, accomplished author, Kim Payne!
I wish I could sing and do something like that, but alas, I can't. Why does it need to take a moment? Because it's that moment when, I don't know if any of you have ever felt this, when you thought, someday I'll do that thing. And by the way, if there's a someday I'll do that thing and you haven't done that thing yet, this event is a little kick up your backside to maybe go and turn your someday into a today. 15 years ago, I had this vision that I would be an author, that I would write a book. 15 years ago, today is my someday turned into a today. And I'm so freaking proud. And yes, it's really interesting when you write a book and no one's read it. Because right now I'm safe. Except for one person. So I'm driving my kids to school a couple of weeks ago, and my beautiful young son Harvey says to me, "So Mum, what's this book about? Like, what's the genre? What's kind of the feel of this book?" And I'm like, "Oh babe, it's sort of my own personal stories, it's stories of others, it's encouragement to get people to get up there and be a bit more courageous, bit of reflection, kind of bit of a mismatch, but really for those women who really want to grow." And he goes, "Oh, that's cool. That's kind of like the Bible, isn't it?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it is like the Bible. I'm going to call it a courage Bible. But here's my either. He's never read the Bible." So, darling, after you've read my book, I don't know what you're going to expect from the real Bible. Just on that note, and where this whole courageous thing came from me, can anyone see this mug? It's just a mug. This mug changed my life. So I'm doing these interviews with women around what does success mean to you. And I'm interviewing anyone from a CEO to a stay-at-home mum to employees to business owners and the works. And they're all giving me an hour of their time. So I thought I better go and buy them a gift. So I go to Matchbox and they've got all these gorgeous coloured mugs. And I'm like, wow, there's wild, there's fierce, there's courageous, and there is strong. And they're all beautiful. I buy most of them. I then go up to the counter, and there's a woman at the counter. She's 58, I found out. And I said to her, "Which of these mugs do you like best?" And she's like, "Oh, that's easy, courageous." And I'm like, why is that easy? She said, "Doesn't everyone need a bit more courage in their life?" I'm like, "Yeah, they do. Why do you?" And she said, "Because I really wish I had have had the courage when I was younger to do my law degree." I'm like, "Okay, sweet. How old are you?" She said 58. And I said, "So what's stopping you?" And she laughed. She said, "What do you mean what's stopping me? I'm 58. I can't possibly go back and do a law degree. Are you kidding? What would my family think? What would my friends think? Oh, don't be ridiculous. I can't possibly." Anyway, she carries on. I let her stop. And then I looked her in the eyes. And I said, "What's stopping you?" And she sat back and she said, "I'm scared." I said, "I understand. But you don't need to go from working here at Matchbox to a law degree overnight. What about even tonight? You just go home and Google, how does a 58-year-old woman get a law degree?" And she looked me in the eyes and she said, "I'm going to buy that courageous mug and I'm going to go home and I'm going to do that." So I thought, if she's going to buy herself a courageous mug, I better buy me one too. And I did. I bought this mug. And, thank you, I had a someday, which was, someday I will start a podcast. So I get home that night, listening to this woman talk about fear, and that's what's stopping her. And within 24 hours, the Courageous Me podcast was live. I took my own medicine and I brought it to life. Yeah. I'm going to call myself and I'm going to bomb you too. make that move on that day because of that mug, all of this would not happen. I could not have envisaged that the book I would write would be called Courageous Me. All my branding is all around courage, and I finally got up the courage to embrace my inner pink and my inner girl, which in financial services was not easy. But you know what? It took courage, and I've done it. So to me, upon myself, to you, thank you. What is it that you need? What Sunday do you need to turn into today? Whatever that is, big or small.